Your effort determines, and your determination, disciplined approach, all these determines. So you just have to do your job. The rest of the things happens as an automatic divine activity. Why I am not talking ki the self determines or who determines, because an imagination might occur, whether the self thinks and then determines ki let this happen like that, no like that. Your job is like simply to watch in between eyebrows, then whatever has to happen, it stirs, and then they all will dissolve. Sometimes nothing might come. Very quickly the mind might settle down peacefully. This is the mind's nature, so it will just do on its own. As we are told, when you sit for meditation, just bother to focus and do not bother for anything else. Usually a manifestation of that directions angel would happen, then they wouldn't talk anything else but would give a mantra for the next direction. So that was the signal that directions is done. So then I used to change my direction for sitting. Just one time used to chant that mantra, then silently go into samadhi. So that was how it was happening. Like one time, if I remember, I have told in His Master's Grace, the deity or the angel appeared but did not utter any mantra, simply disappeared. Then after that, Swamiji appeared, and every time he used to ask, "Did you get the mantra?" Then I used to tell, "Yes, I got the mantra." Then Swamiji used to tell, "Yes, now you have completed this direction, now you can change the direction." Then I used to. So when I told him ki it did not utter any mantra, it simply disappeared. Then Swamiji told ki you have to continue for some more time in this direction until the deity appears and gives you a mantra for the next direction. So that was how it was happening. Simply the Guru told, that's why we followed. At that time or ever, it didn't even occur for me to ask for anything. A couple of things in a personal opinion. When you do all the direction means, you gradually overcome the effect of different directions, and one space exists as the mind goes on getting purified. Neither east nor west north or south or any such thing, just like if you are in the center of the space. So which way this doesn't happen, nothing is there. So like that you would have overcome mentally in the consciousness of all direction effects of the imaginations. That was one significant. It was in the Guru Parampara. My Guru was also asked by the Jangama sage and he did it. Probably same thing happened to me also. Either by my own resolutions on hearing my Guru's stories, how they have resolved, ki it might happen like this, unknown to me. Then the same thing I had to see and undergo. This is one thing. So other than this, let the Guru's message spread in all four directions. This is the only significance. When you are watching, it cannot be called as engaging with them. If you're engaging with them means you have to deal with it, either by talking, either you want that to disappear. So then you get involved into further imagination. Here just watch means you don't have to engage with them. If you simply become quiet, that will dissolve. That is the technical matter. That's how it happens. If it comes on its own, let it happen. Then also, don't further get engaged. Okay, why did this happen? Like that. That's what the mind has a tendency. If happened, oh God, so much of time wasted. Why did this happen? No need to know. All reasoning must stop. Then only the mind subsides totally. So that is what is important. One time doing it is no problem. Just like 100 thoughts are troubling, you just try to take the help of one stronger thought, which will command all 100 thoughts to become quiet. So that type you can tell yourself, enough, stop this thing. No need to bother about what it is. No reasoning has any effect, it's all illusion. That's why illusion theory is also taught, just to make you understand there is nothing that exists of such thoughts or vision experiences. So there is no need to know why and what and how. We are wasting our energy and time. As soon as possible, if we become quiet, that is beneficial because we don't know when the body will go away. So like that you develop detachment, slowly get detached and without bothering, ignore in every way. It's probably said to be composed by sage Markandeya, though it talks in praise of Lord Shiva, of so many, all the things. And then Namami Shirasa Devam means I nakamastak, I bow with my head to you, my Lord. Kim no mrityah harishyati. Please make that no death, I don't have to face the death ever. So that is the thing. That means you are praying for liberation. When liberation happens, there is no more birth or death. So that's what he prayed. That's the basic idea. But rest of is all in praise of Lord Shiva. Parvati Vallabham Devam Rajata Jalavasinam Gauri Patim Pashupatim Parvati Prananayakam. These are type. And Markandeya was, when he was born, something happened that, so by Lord's grace, but his parents were asked, do you want a child who is self-realized, who is godly, but he will live very short time. But if you want a useless, crooked child who can live 100 years, which one do you prefer? If the parents tell that, no, we want a child which is bright, self-realized or God-fearing, but even if it has to die early is no problem. It will live a beautiful life and then die, that's what. But then Markandeya is told that your age is only 16 years. So then Chetki, he started worshipping Lord Shiva. He only composed the Mrityunjaya mantra also. Trayambakam yajamahe sugandhim pushtivardhanam urvarukamiva bandhanan mrityor mukshiyam amrutat. And this stotram also that I chant. Since childhood we have been chanting. So he promised. And when the story tells when death god came, so Markandeya just hugged the Shivalingam. Then and there Lord Shiva manifested and protected him and gave him more age, more life for him. Something like that the story comes. Yeah, after Swamiji's dropping his body from Adivarapeta, I went there. Sometimes, a few times I had been there with Swamiji. Swamiji used to take all devotees and sit there, telling sage Markandeya had done tapas here. And he also worshipped goddess Chamundeshwari. So that was how then, that time also I went there. So when 3 days I was in there, that's when I got Swamiji's vision, telling me that is 20 years of your selfless service has given you fruits of 7 years tapas. If you do only 5 years more, you will get the Nirvikalp Samadhi. The mind will become totally merged and become quiet. That's the meaning. At that time also I was mentally probably didn't think that I'll go. I said, I would like to serve and sing the glory of you. Well, time has come. The Muhurt he used to talk. The ripe moment is there. So you will be made to sit for tapas and you will be forced that. The circumstances will get created in such a way. So that experience happened there. That is the Markandeya cave. Yeah, just go like that one. I never thought at that time I have to do. When I thought I have to do, it didn't happen. When I didn't think it has to happen, it happened like that. So, in the Bhakti Marga, it is all the faith that matters. Your innocence, the purified mind with total faith. This Kanakadasa was a great saint who lived perhaps about 500 years back. At the time of the Vijayanagara Empire, two great saints happened, Purandaradasa and Kanakadasa. They both were great musicians also. For Kanakadasa, he was a cowherd boy. He used to take cows and buffaloes so that they could eat grass, and he used to be. One time, when he was in the forest, he gets attracted to a festival worship that the priests were doing in a nearby village. He goes there and he keeps watching their chants and everything. He got very much attracted. He was watching them. Then after the puja, he goes and requests, please teach me also some so that I can worship God and I also want to see God. So they make fun of him. You are only a cowherd boy taking buffaloes and cows all the time. What can you understand about these mantras and chants, idiot? So you do one thing, go under the tree, sit there, close the eyes and just repeat buffalo, buffalo. In Kannada language, the state language of this Karnataka, Kona is the word used for buffalo means. So he went on repeating with total faith. Innocently, he considered that priest to be a guru, whereas that priest misbehaved with a crookedness. But this boy developed such faith in that priest as a guru, went and sat and went on repeating Kona, Kona, Kona. So in the story it is said that the Lord Yama, death god, appeared before him and initiated him into the mantra of Keshava, Lord Vishnu's name, and taught him the meditation. Then he was guided to go to Vyasatirtha, another self-realized master, by his guru, where he learnt all the things and became a self-realized soul. Through devotion, he had become self-realized, means everywhere, every time it was only God for him, Vishnu, Krishna. For this, there is another example. When he was in the abode of the Guru, Vyasatirtha, because he belonged to the cowherd boy, so other who are Brahmins or Kshatriyas belonging to higher caste, they looked down at this boy. They always used to make fun of him. This boy has been admitted by the Guru, nonsense. How can he sit in the midst of us? We belong to a high class society, only we are eligible to learn these mantras, etc. So the Guru wanted to teach them a lesson. So one day he gave banana to each student's hands, told that you all have to go and eat this banana where nobody will be watching you, then come back as quickly as possible. The mandate is that before sunset, you all must be here, report. So they all came back within half an hour, 1 hour like that. It was so easy. One said, I went behind the doors, hid myself and nobody was watching. I ate the banana. Another said, I hid myself behind the bushes. I ate. I went behind the mountain. I ate like that, all one. So for a long time, Kanakadasa didn't come. He was not coming. Everybody were murmuring. this idiot could not do even this small task that the master gave to eat a banana where nobody would be watching him. You see, he couldn't do that one. He must be going round, 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 thinking like that one. Finally, after a long time before sunset, he just comes back, and in his hand the banana is there. He keeps the banana at the feet of the master and apologizes that I failed, I could not eat. Because wherever I went, I tried everywhere. I hid myself behind the door, behind the bushes, behind the mountain. I did everywhere. But at all times, Lord Krishna was watching me. So how could I escape his eyes? So such was his great devotion, that all the time he was immersed in the divine memory and that meditation. So that's why he just saw only Krishna, God everywhere. So that is the height of bhakti. Then the Guru scolds all other things. See, that's what he has learned. The divine is, you all also listen, God is omnipotent, omnipresent everywhere. But when it comes to practice, you forget. You think that you are hiding behind the bushes and nobody was watching. Divine watches everywhere, he says. This story also comes in it. So, childhood we used to listen from our school teachers, primary school teacher. So, these things had such a mesmerizing effect on our childhood minds and the Bhakti Marga, faith. These things came very naturally for us. Our minds picked up. Particularly by reading Adi Shankaracharya, explaining you need to have a detachment to the illusion, this world, because it is impermanent. And to the ultimate truth, you need to have bhakti and that knowledge, what it is. So like that had also had such mesmerizing effect. So when we read the book about Guru and Guru's greatness, these type of books all we have read. It used to be there in our home, small books. The Guru's stories, how the Guru protects, how the Guru teaches, in what way, all such things. So that's how we developed. In our culture, it was very common to consider Guru as equivalent to God. So it is not new to us. That's when I remember more than 10 years ago, the first time when I wrote the commentary on Guru Gita, I had written in the preface, I think, introduction. First time I heard about a Guru was from my mother's mouth. She told, great sages have told, even if God gets annoyed with you, a Guru can protect you. But if you annoy the Guru, no God can protect you. That's the greatness of Guru, that's how we are. So somebody from America wrote, how can you tell this one? How can the Guru can be so great? In our culture, we don't consider it. God must be the greatest one. How can the Guru can be? Guru can lead you to God only, but he cannot become greater than that. And I wrote to him, you see, God might be greater than the Guru. But for me, when the Guru tells that this is God, that Guru becomes greater. That's why I explained how Kabir Das also has sung. If Guru and Govinda, God, both stands in front of me, to whom should I prostrate first? First mind a little bit confused, then it gets clear. My Guru, let me prostrate to you, my Lord, because it is you who told me about Govinda, God. When you are watching, you are not thinking actually. So that's why you have to achieve that watching. Mind has both aspects. It can watch, it can think. It is creative. So if one, you totally focus on that one, the other is given up by the mind. So repeatedly we talk of watching, watch. So you just do that, watch. That means when you are watching, you are not supposed to do anything. That is the command my Guru used to tell. Every day when I initiate people, I give it a command, just watch. If only seekers who get initiated consider this is the master's command, all I have to do is watch and not do anything else, then the samadhi can come like this. He used to tell. That's what the watching technology we try to teach. Once it penetrates the inner layers of your mind, the mind understands it is me who is not watching, who is thinking. I need to watch. Then watch. Thought comes, watch. Thought comes, watch. Vision comes, watch. You will see that they are all disappearing, and you are watching. You can use the eyeballs, which are the strongest of all the sensory organs. If you strongly watch, it can withdraw and withhold the mind also there. The mind also will be there. You all strongly watch me when I am talking like this, and you will see that your mind also is here. It won't go out of the doors. It will be here. So that is the technical effect of watching and the mind. Yogis don't choose actually. These things are myths. Once we are done tapas and merger happened, we have not adorned any body at all to give up the body. Just like you have gone into a deep sleep and simply the body falls. Like in the deep sleep, you don't have any imagination that you have a body and that needs to be dropped. So that's how it happened. Just like that, any moment, any day, it simply happens. And the yogi is quiet because no desire. He is videha mukti, he gets into that. See, these are traditional belief. The Guru, once it merges with the ultimate truth, simply is all pervaded. Sitting here also, if you have faith that Swamiji is here, he is here. He can manifest here, he can bless here, grace upon here. Simply, traditionally, we try to give a special respect where his body was actually placed. But he is everywhere. That's the traditional belief that people. Usually, yogi's body is buried, given samadhi, so that people can worship and go there, pay respects, have reverence that the master is there. His vibrations are always there. He is there. So the more that you develop such a belief and faith, the things will appear to you in the same way. So that is the significance, is that you have to have faith. For those who may not have faith, even if his body is there, it may not appear at all. But when they have faith, it can appear anywhere. Like a while ago, I was telling Kanakadasa's story. He repeated the name of buffalo. He didn't even imagine about any god at all. But his imagination was, that's my Guru, and the Guru has told this mantra. If I do this mantra, God will definitely come. So that faith, what works actually. Yeah, these pilgrimage centers are built, any town connected to the saint. That's how common people, to generate that faith, it requires some symbolizing factor. Everybody will not be of a high quality devotional that they can try to see God anywhere. For such people, these pilgrimage centers are very helpful. That is necessary. The charge will be there, manifested charges will be there, but one has to go with the faith again. Millions might go, but if they don't have that faith, if they go out of curiosity, they will simply get to see that and come back. Otherwise, if they have faith, Shraddha, then they will get it. two things, I agree you might have such an experience, and I appreciate. But the faith that you had before going unknown to you with a thought, one small thought, that you are going to that place, that where Lord Venkateshwara is there, Tirupati, anywhere unknown to you, that could have generated that thing. So this is also significant thing when it happened. But what I am repeatedly trying to emphasize and tell, when that divine is everywhere, when you charge yourself with that devotion and faith, you would be able to experience that divine's presence anywhere. It will definitely be possible. However, I agree with all of you that a special pilgrimage center will have some special charges. But it is not possible for the entire humanity and people belonging to all religions to go to one place only. Wherever they have belief, they go. So just for example, a devoted Hindu or a devoted Christian, they will go to their places of worship and they can be getting such an experience. So this is what makes a difference actually. Now see, Shirdi or Tirupati or anywhere, though it is an idol placed in Tirupati, and Sai Baba after dropped his body, his samadhi would have been built. Whereas in Mantralaya, they tell he is still alive inside that samadhi since 350 years. He is there in samadhi, he will be there for another 300, 400 years. But that generates such faith, and people have their own experiences. As Narasimha tells, he had an experience in Tirupati, somebody else might have an experience in Mantralaya. We all worshipped since childhood, we were brought up, because Raghavendra Swami, Shirdi, Sai Baba, they were all very popular in South India particularly. Regularly I used to go all Thursdays to both Raghavendra Swami and Shirdi Sai Baba temples all. And that gave enormous confidence and faith. Such visions also we came, like in my vision came ki you go to Raghavendra Swami temple, you will get to know about your Guru. Straight away I walked and I sat and I was listening to Bhagavatam, Krishna story. And that man came who was Swamiji's devotee. And he asked me, have you fought with your parents? Have you run away? That was the question it occurred to him. Because I was 16-year-old, the rest of were all 70 and above that only. Means in the society there is a wrong notion that you should go towards God only after retirement. Till then you are supposed to enjoy the world. That's what people think. Nobody will expect a 16-year-old boy who would sit and would listen to God's story like that one. What I was listening. I told him, no, nothing has happened. I'm all right. I have not fought with anybody, but this experience happened. I am looking for Shiva Balayogi. He said, Shiva Balayogi is my guru. He has an ashram in Bangalore. Come with me, I will give him his biography and read. So he took. So all these things, it's very difficult to explain exactly why, how, where it happened, what was my resolutions, previous life's experiences or something that came, but which led me towards my Guru. So that type of faith, we had developed a lot of faith in Raghavendra also, and Shirdi Sai Baba also always. It was there definitely. So finally, it's your faith which you must not give up, you must have. That's when you will experience anywhere, either at Tirupati or Jerusalem or Mecca or Medina, anywhere it is possible for you. That's what you have to understand finally. Precisely to understand, one point I will tell, all that matters is your mental attention. In the 24 hours, to which side your mind gets into inclined to remember. You become so restless that 24 hours you are unable to forget the impermanence of the world and you want self-realization. In 24 hours, maybe it is 12 hours that you are able to remember that you need self-realization, a permanent entity, the body is going to die, you realize. Like that, gradually preoccupation. That is what is attachment and detachment. If you have attachment mentally, you are unable to forget the world. Like Ramakrishna said, the servant lady comes to mop your home or clean up your garden, but she will always be remembering her child at home. Same way, suppose you are all here for a retreat of 10 days, but if you have some problems or some attachments, some deep things, these things, your mind might be remembering home or a family or a friend or any such thing. Not all the time you won't be able to be here mentally. Though you are sitting, you are trying to meditate, you are trying to talk with me, but your mind might be again and again running. It comes and it runs again, it comes and it runs again. So this type of things happen to anybody, it can happen. That is what is attachment and detachment. If gradually an understanding comes, the world is impermanent, this is what I want, this juice is what I want, then my attention will not go to your questions. I will be drinking here. That's what happens. Otherwise, my attention will be to your question. Even after drinking, I wouldn't have drank anything at all, mentally. So that is the difference of attachment and detachment, what we are trying to tell. Depending on that, mentally you will experience the remembrance so much. So many stories are all there. God trying to teach even Narada also in Bhakta Vidyam, these stories all come. Now, kya naam hai? Even the farmer, हल चलाते टाइम में, then but Lord Krishna tells that he is the greatest devotee karke, then Narada feels, how can that be? I always remember Narayana, Narayana. Oh God, you are telling that this farmer is your greatest devotee. Then he takes there and tells that farmer is there, he is going around with this, and he tells Narada, please get me a glass of water. Please see that not a drop must fall on the ground. You must be very careful. So he goes, after a long time he comes. But at all times when the farmer was going around with his halchal at the time, so he was remembering Krishna, 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 and automatically he was doing the work. When Narada comes with water, Krishna, I see, I took care so much, not a drop I have dropped. That's no problem, Narada, but how many times could you remember my name when you were bringing this water? Come on, don't tell me, you gave me such a big task that one drop should not fall. How could I remember your name? All my attention was here that it should not fall down. Say, see this farmer, he is doing his job in the agricultural land, but his mind is remembering Krishna, 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 Krishna. That is the attachment and detachment he teaches, Lord. So that is the practice in the mind, that slowly the consciousness attention shifts. It's then. So then mechanically one day you can be in the world, you can earn your livelihood, you can eat and sit, but you are mentally, you'll be totally engaged to this. That's what the detachment is known as. So when you are focused on one task, you are unable to do another task. Your attention will not go. Jokingly, shall I tell one example? Please don't mind. You must forgive me. Me and Ambaji, we are here. So you will come and you will be pressing my leg. Suddenly Ambaji tells, Jodi, you come here. You will tell, Baba, I have to go, Ambaji is calling. I don't want to hurt her. So your attention from here goes, your attention goes there and you go there. That is how. This is your Guru's body. But she is also equally important next to your Guru. She is like a mother for you. That's what we are trying to tell. When you are busy with one task, your mind makes it difficult to go to another task. It is not possible. That means you are a good person. You are able to focus on whatever job is given, you remain focused on that. You can focus only on one work, either this or that. So that's what we are trying to explain. Practice, maximum amount of potency of the mind is on the divine.
I want to answer.
A little bit of consciousness is on the work. Slowly that also drops, mechanically you work. The mental attention is on the God. She wants to explain more.
It's a very simple thing. When you are focused on something, when your focus is there, automatically mind will get quiet. Mind will be there also. If the mind is diverted, if the mind is in split, this or this, then definitely the attention is not there. Anywhere, that is the biggest technique of the meditation also. Keep your attention there. And when you meditate, you're not, Baba's mantra is do not repeat anything, do not chant, do not imagine anything. Means you just keep your mental focus right there. And at that time, you're not remembering divine, you're not chanting, you're not imagining divine, but you are just focusing your mind. And that is the biggest secret of any sadhana, any work, any task. Meditation is a task. The task is to silence your mind. When you're working, physically you're working, and physically while working also, if your mind is right there, then you won't. That is the biggest challenge. But that doesn't happen. While we physically work also, our mind is always splitting in thoughts. While you are doing seva to Baba or you're cutting, chopping, if your attention is there, your mind definitely silent. Your mind silent because, and that itself gives tremendous peace, tremendous happiness, and that you enjoy. You start enjoying, then the mind will not go into the confusion. It will, you know that what I'm doing is perfectly all right.
அம்மா ஒத்துக்கிறேன். அதனால தான் நீ 1/2 மணி பண்ணினா போதும், 8 மணி பண்ண தேவையில்லை. அப்புறம் நீ உலகத்தில் கம்பெனியில் ஒன்றும் வேலை பண்ண முடியாது. You take care of the company. Just half an hour, 1 hour also, it can be at least helpful to keep the mind stress-free and that it will not be confused or absorbed. Instead, you will be able to do the multitask there also. For such things, we are not very useful yogis actually. I am useful only to answer about a self or divinity only. I cannot be a company executive like that. We appreciate your abilities. Karma also can be a bhakti. If you are devoted to the karma, you don't define why you have to do that, but you simply do that, remain focused. That can also serve as a meditation. Like we all worked also in the ashram. Many people used to wonder, you have been given odd jobs looking after a mentally challenged boy. Don't you think you are bringing groceries, standing in the city bus, the heavy rush, and person asked, don't you think that you are wasting your time? Here also you have to do the same. You could have done this at home. Okay, I choose this way of life because I liked it. Not to escape any responsibility, not to escape any work. I get to see when I am bringing groceries also, I am bringing my Guru's seva. In my imagination, this is my Guru's seva. So what you imagine matters for you. If you imagine God, that dal can become God for you. Or if you imagine God as dal, God can become dal for you. So that's what the thing we are trying to tell. So when you are in a task, if your imagination is God, so you win. See, it is the mind which absorbs karmas actually. by the doership imagination, the guilt feeling, and you are unable to forget that one, it is always there. So if you remember the divine, the mind becomes purified. So all sins will be washed away. So that's what the significance of telling that one. If the mind becomes purified, you go towards God. Even if the body has to undergo some troubles due to a previous life's karma, so that calculation is very difficult to conclude. Presently, like one would have achieved a purity of mind and going towards God. But previously, if something had happened in the mind, due to that a prarabdha karma will be coming. So a yogi would, by doing so, you would stop the future and become purified. All the sins will be washed away. You won't be committing any such things for a future bondages. So that is the significance of teaching these things. Yes, definitely. That is important. Because your mind becomes preoccupied thinking the divine, so it won't be able to get agitated anymore. There's a saying, in our life, I cannot afford to feel sorry for myself. So mentally we are so engaged with divinity. So that even anything happens or nothing happens, like that the mind becomes purified. It won't get agitated anymore. Practice of meditation, practice of quietening the mind, devotional path, firm conviction, firm faith with the Guru. Yeah, that's a very great thing, to be grateful. That can connect you with devotion.